Have you ever felt alone even when people were around you? Have you ever stopped speaking because you feared no one would listen? Have you ever felt like a bird that forgot how to fly? Then this story is for you. Rehan was a quiet boy who lived near a wide blue lake. The village around him was warm and peaceful, but his heart felt cold. He watched children play outside, but he never joined them. He walked to school alone. He returned home alone. He slept with a heavy feeling that he could not explain. Rehan wished he could talk. He wished he could smile freely. He wished he could make friends. But something inside him always held him back. He felt like a lonely bird sitting on a high branch, afraid to open its wings. Days passed and Rehan spoke less and less. Teachers asked him questions, but he answered softly. Classmates invited him once, but he looked down and stayed silent. After that, they never asked again. Rehan began to believe that something was wrong with him. He thought, I cannot talk like others. I cannot laugh like others. I cannot fit anywhere. Every evening he sat near the lake to watch birds flying in the sky. He wondered how they moved with such freedom. He wondered how they trusted the wind. He wondered if he would ever feel that light. One cold evening, tears slowly filled his eyes. He whispered to himself, My heart feels empty. I do not know how to fly anymore. That same evening, an old man sat beside him. He carried a small basket filled with seeds. His hands were gentle and his smile was calm. He looked at Rehan and said, You look like someone who needs a little peace. Rehan did not answer. He only looked at the basket. The old man opened it and spread some seeds on the ground. Soon, small birds came hopping toward them. One bird walked slower than the others. Its wings seemed weak. Rehan asked softly, What happened to that bird? The old man replied, It hurt its wings some weeks ago. It forgot how to fly. But every day I feed it. Every day it tries again. Rehan watched the bird flap its wing. It lifted itself only a little, then fell back. Still it tried again, and again. The old man said, Do you know the secret of healing? Rehan shook his head. The old man smiled gently. Even a bird with a hurt wing can fly again, if it keeps trying. Wings become strong when the heart becomes brave. Rehan felt those words enter his heart like warm sunlight. For the first time in many days, he breathed deeply. The next morning, Rehan stood in front of his mirror. He whispered, I will try, just a little. At school, he saw a classmate drop her pencil box. Rehan bent down and picked it up for her. It was a small action, but his heart beat fast. She smiled and said, Thank you. Rehan nodded slowly. It was not a full conversation, but it was a beginning. A small flap of a small wing. The next day, he tried something new. He said good morning to his teacher. His voice shook, but the teacher's warm smile made him feel safe. Another day, he sat with two boys during lunch. They talked. He listened. He gave simple answers, and they accepted him exactly as he was. Day by day, feather by feather, his courage grew. Rehan returned to the lake often. The old man was always there, feeding the birds. Rehan watched the weak bird try again. One day, the bird lifted itself higher than before. It stayed in the air for a longer moment. Rehan smiled softly. He whispered, If a bird can learn again, maybe I can too. One afternoon, he helped a shy new student find his classroom. Another day, he volunteered to read a short line from a book in class. The words were simple, but he spoke them with a steady voice. Rehan was still quiet. He was still gentle. But now he was not alone. His heart began to open like a window letting in soft morning light. People started to see him. People started to understand him. People started to appreciate him. Rehan was learning how to fly again. One evening, he sat again by the lake. The sky burned orange with the soft colors of sunset. The old man sat beside him just like before. Rehan pointed at the small bird. It stood at the edge of a rock, wings open. With one brave jump, it rose into the air and flew across the lake. Rehan smiled brightly. "It did it," he said. The old man nodded. "And so did you." Rehan watched the bird fly higher and higher until it disappeared into the warm colors of the evening sky. For the first time, he felt peace. Deep, calm, gentle peace. The lonely bird inside his heart was flying again. Dear listener, if you ever feel alone, remember this. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to try a little every day. Courage grows slowly, just like new feathers. And one day, without even noticing, you will fly again. Even a quiet heart can create strong wings. If this story touched your heart, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Whispering Tales, where every story helps you grow in English and in life.